Today is the 7th day of Passover, a Jewish holiday, and today represents the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Bergen-Belsen. And so this video is called Just Keep Dancing. You see, when the Israelites thousands of years crossed through the sea to freedom and the sea came back together and the Egyptian armies drowned, what did the Israelites do? They danced. Miriam led the women with timbrels and song, and they celebrated. And so on this day, Jews across the globe in their virtual synagogues are pulling out their Torahs and reading that song at the sea. In a 2019 film called Jojo Rabbit, a little boy named Jojo has an imaginary friendship with Hitler. But then he develops a real friendship with a teenage Jewish girl named Elsa, hidden in his attic by his mother. And Jojo asks Elsa, he says, "What's the first thing you're going to do when you are free?" And she says, "Dance." And that's what she does at the end of the film. We danced on the other side of the sea, and Elsa danced on the other side of the Holocaust. Today marks the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Bergen-Belsen, the soil of which witnessed the murder of tens of thousands of Jews. But it also witnessed remarkable renewal. For Bergen-Belsen became one of the DP camps, the displaced person camps, one of the many where the 850,000 survivors gathered. They were homeless and stateless and penniless. Many have lost their entire families. And what did they do? They turned to each other and they rebuilt themselves, their families, their Jewish community. They created newspapers and schools and cultural institutions, and they got married. And one bride, Lily Friedman, she said to her fiancé that she really wanted to get married in a white wedding dress. He didn't know what he'd do, but he traded in 2 pounds of coffee and some cigarettes for a parachute that was sewn into a beautiful wedding dress that bride after bride after bride would wear in Bergen-Belsen. In 1946, there were 1,070 weddings that took place in the Bergen-Belsen camp. And from 1946 to 1948, the record global birth rate was in the survivors' camps. In the months following liberation, 2,000 babies were born. So this day is a day to celebrate dancing. To celebrate the dancing on the other side of the Exodus and to celebrate the dancing on the other side of the Holocaust. So take time to dance today, to celebrate the 7th day of Passover, to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Bergen-Belsen. And take time to plan those dances for tomorrow. The dances that will come at weddings, at proms. And I recommend a global day of dancing when a vaccine is created, a global day of dancing in celebration of our healthcare workers, from those cleaning the hospitals and sanitizing them to those working in our ICU units. All those are sacred and soul-saving and life-saving tasks. In the movie Jojo Rabbit, Elsa dances at her first moment of freedom. And before the credits appear on the screen, a poem by Rainier Maria Milke is shared. And the poem goes like this: "Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final."